Sorry guys, I'm a little late. Had something to do and lost track of time, I guess. Everybody hear me okay, or am I a chipmunk or some other brand animal? I actually tried to comb my hair, but it's kind of, oh well. I want to see what this is real quick. Oh, that really blew me up. Okay. Don't have no. Looks like Dave BNSF in scale. School Kill River Valley. Who else we have in here? Chaz, I believe I've seen Chazco. Welcome. Our cousin Vinny is in here, or AKA BNSF 6951. My big brother. New Ferris Railroad. William. And that looks... Yeah. Okay. John from School Kill River Valley. I don't know if I'm... who knows if I mention you or not. Martin, welcome. Looks like 8 of you, so I must not be missing too many. Dave P, welcome. Haven't seen you in here for a while, I don't think. Joe Rader from Black Rock Central, welcome. Got up to 10. Hey, I like that. Up to 10 already. Usually I don't get that many that fast, but that's okay too. I need to be looking at this cam over here because that's what I should be looking at, and I don't know what this is. Okay, just looking at my phone, guys, trying to figure out what this... Oh, Vinny's got a premiere coming up. Make sure you check out Vinny's premiere this Saturday, the 24th at 12 p.m. or 12 p.m. Don't mix up a.m. with p.m. or you'll end up trying to watch that at midnight, and that don't work. We want noontime p.m. Rodney keeps kind of forgetting, getting that and getting it mixed up. I don't know why. Just me. What do you do when you lose the drive to model? Oh, that was something with Sparky's. Okay. That must have been last night that I missed. Okay, guys. Container Man 68, welcome. Big Brother Roy. So I don't have no feedbacks. I can't hear myself except my regular self, so I must have got everything turned off and regulated to where it is supposed to be. Tonight, guys, I have a question And I already asked Vinny this, and he's never actually heard of it. But I'm going to post it. I'm going to actually tell you right now. Welcome, Digger Evans, Model Railway. Digger must have changed his channel name on us. It was just Digger Evans, I believe. Now it's Digger Evans Model Railway. So, anyway, here is the question. And this kind of came to my mind why I was shaving last night. And seen all this hair in the sink. And I had a vision. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever tried this, but I'm probably going to be the first one to try it, being that it just came to my mind. Now, I don't know if anybody else had it come to their mind over the years or not. But has anybody ever used human hair or like cat hair or dog hair or something like that to make trees or bushes or ground cover, some kind of ground cover, like, just like grass looking ground cover, or just, overgrowth? Hi, Gerald. That's fine, buddy. Keep bailing. Thanks for dropping in. But anyway, it just came to me last night. Could you actually use hair for, something, and take and paint it or spray it with hairspray and all that stuff like we normally do with other stuff? I've heard of the horsehair part, Ron. Now, I'm just wondering, is it actual horsehair, or is it some kind of other hair that they actually call horsehair, for a hobby type thing? I'm sure it's the mane or the tail, but. And yes, Jack, I know it's ew and all that, but I just thought I'd worry about fleas. Well, they ain't gonna have nothing to bite on the hair. And I mean, once you spray it with hairspray or something, I mean it's not gonna probably draw anything. But I came upon, just had this vision. What, is there anything that you could actually use cut hair for? I mean, yeah, I read that, there is a possibility it could mold, it could do other stuff, but, once you cut it off your head or whatever, it's dead. So, you can paint it, you can spray it, you can glue it, you can do whatever to it, and just like you would, does your layout grow? Well, no, but unless your layout is in a bad location and growing mold or What's the other word that I'm looking for? Okay, Jack. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out. I know it kind of sounds, kind of out there for an idea, but, I just thought, I thought of that last night, and you'll stick with static grass. That's understandable, Joe. I mean, I don't do static grass for the simple fact that I can't afford the applicator for one thing to even. And then I looked at the packs of static grass, and that ain't even. That's not happening either. So okay, Ron, that's good to know. Well, I'm not saying I'm not going to try. I mean, I'm going to be trying it because I just, I'm the one that thought of the idea and had the vision. You know, I'm not gonna try it on here, but I have a lot of hair to sell. Okay. But anyway, guys, last week I was not on here for my birthday bash. Because I just wasn't into the train thing, I guess. Because my trains, like I said in my reminder video, I don't know how many of you actually get to watch those, but my trains kind of went from here and jumped over on a back burner somewhere. So because of all the other stuff. $15 Harbor Freight, huh? Really? I never seen no such thing at Harbor Freight there, Container Man. Well, you all can continue using your static grass. I'm going to use normal everyday materials. No hair to spare, or at least none that anyone would want. Well, happy birthday, Rodney. Well, yeah, you're a week late. That's okay, Chasco. I thank you. It was back on last week on the 14th, guys. So, and Venny, you wished me a happy birthday last. Yeah, Micro Mart maybe. Harbor Freight. I'm not too sure if you'll find much at Harbor Freight, unless it's tools and. I mean, I'm lucky if I go find a yeah, one of those things, soldering pencil, or the regular soldering iron. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's fine, big bro. You're fine. I appreciate the extra birthday wishes. I didn't get, I mean, I got a lot from other friends and everything on Facebook, but not as much as, yeah, the electric big fly swatter the battery ones. That's like 12. It's supposed to give out at least a 6 volt jolt or something to a fly. Well, not much, but to a fly it probably feels like 12 or 6. But yeah, I just ain't into static grass. So I mean, I like the fact that it sticks up, but I can probably make mine stick up in another way too, but or in other ways. That's right, Dave. They are. Everything just jumped. Crazy Joe. That would be Joia, I do believe. Welcome, Joia. Or AKA Crazy Joe 67, which is her YouTube channel name. Strew Structures, welcome. Stu, not Strews. Oh. Stews. Give me your address. I'll send you all my static graphs. Okay. Okay, Jack. Go if you can go to my about page on my YouTube channel. My email address is there. Just send me an email if you have email. Because I'm not sure of yours. If I even have it. I don't think I do. I do know I have Vinny's, Sparky's, Wilmer's, Ray Bobles, possibly Julia's. Why is this coming up? The problem is I'll have to get a applicator then, Jack, in order to use it. You can't use it without the applicator. So, but I do know a lot of people takes those battery fly swatters, and we used to have one or two of them, and I think they got broke up. Or I could have recaptured one. Okay, Jack. Hi Jerry, welcome. But I do know you changed the wires or something around and make it so you can run a wire to a nail or a screw or whatever you're using for your ground, because you got to put that in. I know you got to put that in where you're doing the actual grass, so it comes up with the little bit of electricity that it's forming, the voltage. So making plans for winter. Want make more things for my layout. Well, you're good enough to make them, Julia. I know you are. Maybe you can do some videos and show us what you got. going. But anyway, guys, we're already 25 minutes into this thing, and I haven't really talked about much except hair. Ah, go figure. Oh, anyway, I just wanted to get that question out there, cause it wasn't just a little bit interesting. It just appeared in my mind. But enough about hair. Because I'm not going to waste a whole hour. Anyway, oh, hi, Anthony. I've seen you go by and you disappeared here. So, Anthony from Georgia Sunbelt just popped in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dwayne's Fork and Spoon, I seen you a little bit ago and I forgot to say hi to you. Welcome as well. I was just running my gums. But anyway, back to what I was saying about last week, guys, when everybody started wishing me a happy birthday again. Last week was my birthday. Starting around after my birthday, something else happened. And then that Friday and Saturday, into the Saturday, and on into Sunday and Monday, up to early Monday morning, I had an infection in my mouth. So I will be going this next Monday to the dentist right around the corner from our house, over right beside our grocery store, actually. And it's right beside a pet shop. Go figure. But no train shops. You wouldn't want to put a train shop in. That'd be, out of the question. Well, anyway, I have a couple bad teeth on this side, and I gotta remember this side up above that I'm going to have infection medicine and probably, pulled, possibly cut out operation type deal, but I won't go into a lot of that. But it was all actually, it's this side. This is your left side, Rodney, not over here. But anyway, on the left side, upper jaw out front is a couple bad teeth that I will have to be getting looked at Monday. And of course, I know I got a couple other ones that ain't bothering me right now, but but Sunday night, the infection popped early in the morning, and I felt relief. The swelling that was from the eye all the way down here, and my nose was actually pushed over like this because of the swelling here at my nose. Actually, if I touch it real lightly right here, I can still feel a little pain from it. So that's the reason I don't, want to press on it too much. But because my nose was kind of over a little bit, there was a bump also up in this side, which was part of the swelling process in my face, if you will. And so I couldn't blow that side if I wanted to, except real easy. And when I did, it, of course, hurt everything around here. And I just, I may as well just capped this nostril off because it was more or less clogged up anyway, and hurting. So anyway, once that in there took and relieved itself, well, now I'm not in total big pain. So just take note, if you smoke or don't do a lot of dealing with your teeth, like obviously yes, it was, Dave. It was. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to bore everybody with tooth problems, but that is the reason. It wasn't the reason because of the live stream, me not doing a live stream. I was not really into the train thing, which I had mentioned earlier. But I just kind of knew that this was sort of on its way. But when we tried the dentist, here this past Monday morning, evidently everybody that would answer their phones was out of town or on vacation or something. So the one lady had to call my mom back later that evening, and she said that she just got off her plane coming back from her trip and had to go to the office and take care of phone messages because no one was there all day to answer their phones. So that's the reason I ain't in there this week. It's going to be next Monday. So hopefully everything right now will stay like it is or better until Monday morning. So I can't chew a lot because it hurts and I don't want to infect it more. So I've been eating some pudding and soft foods like that, and well, we'll just let that story go right now at that. Welcome, Manny. Fianze, I believe is how you. Grandpa Rails, welcome, buddy. Big Brother John. But anyway, so like I said, the train stuff is sort of jumped to another back burner. I was out in the plus. I've been also, and I'll throw this in real quick. I've been getting my outside cats fixed, so we don't have no more litters. And one of them was the queen of the train shed. And everybody, or a lot of you know who I'm talking about. Vinny, Grandpa Rails. I know Sparky and all them know. That would be Tyco or HO, or in this case Tyco HO, however you want to call her. I call her HO for short. She seems to like that name better than Tyco. So, but she got her name after Tyco because Tyco was technically one of the first brand trains I actually owned, next to the AHM. That is the very first one that I still have from my childhood. I'm probably one of the rare kids back then to actually take care of something because that's how I was brought up. Now, I'm not saying that I didn't throw things and break things and toys and that kind of stuff, but when it came to a train, my dad just, he trained me well not to break his stuff, and I didn't break my stuff. So, female cats are hoes. Oh, HOs. Well, I call it HO, not actual hoe. So, but if you actually called it hoe, it would be more like a HOE or HOO. So, but anyway, I mean, HO being a cat, she would be more O scale, probably, or G scale. She's more of a G scale than anything, but I don't think I want to name my cat G scale. So I just named her Tyco HO because it's just that's the reason. HO trains, Tyco trains. Tyco is what Tyco, AHM, Marks, Lionel, Lifelike, Bachmann, all them is what got me started back then. I'm not sure. Bachmann might have been around then, but I know Lifelike and bunch of those other ones, Barney and type trains was on back then. So, but anyway, it's 7:38. Good night, everyone. Dwayne is leaving. Thanks for dropping in, Dwayne. Appreciate it. So, let's see. Talked about that. Yeah, you have one from the 70s. That's good. That's great, John or Grandpa. Yeah, I think everybody might have one or two from somewhere. I mean, they won't cost you that much if you really want one just set around on a siding or something. You go right to a antique place or train show or any place like that, and pick them up for a couple bucks. I probably wouldn't give no more than 20, 25 if or less they're running. I mean, it all depends what it was. Yeah, the 1960s Barney. Yeah, Afrin from 64. That is old. Yeah, bye, Roy. Be careful if you're out there driving, buddy. As always, be safe, which I know you are. Oh, from the 50s. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. The trains that my dad had, which was Lionel, which is everybody's most everybody's first train under the Christmas tree type deal. Welcome Human City Junction, or Humidity Junction. But yeah, I mean, I still have the post-war train number 229 that my grandfather had, which went to my dad, and of course it's now mine since my dad is gone. So I still have it. Pre-war. I want to make sure I said pre-war, not the post-war. Post-war stuff I still have of my dad's, and anything that I might have bought. And of course, there is probably really no newer stuff in locomotives on the layout except the MTH. That's the newest to anything. But I also still have my dad's Marks 1666. But pre-war, this 229 has seen some running. It was the original locomotive that pulled my dad's passenger trains, which was in a previous video that I did of update or changes in an O scale level, I believe, on an O scale level, I believe is what I named them. Jeez, I can't remember that. Well, anyway, so I do have some Lionel HO, not sure of their dates. Well, I'm thinking that they did their Lionel HO between, I'm just guessing here now for the beginning years. I'm going to say somewhere between the 50s or maybe even older than that. I'm not sure because I wasn't around back then, but the Lionel HO and the Marks HO and the American Flyer HO. Of course, the HO American Flyer would have probably came out when American Flyer originally came out. And I would imagine Lionel's probably had Lionel HO since, as their years went on. They was originally around in 1901 originally started it, and 1902, 03 is when they had to build everything over again because their first place actually burnt, caught fire and burnt. So say they had to do, you know, like their templates and or the templates and different stuff over again, and a lot of it, you know, they had at another spot. Yes, yes, Vinny, they did. And I don't have one, but I don't have one in here. But I do have a bunch of Lionel HO stuff. I have several. I have a couple different locomotives. Yes, they do still do HO. They got back into the HO scene. Yes, in ways, Jerry. The older stuff is. I imagine the newer stuff probably isn't because it's, well, new. But there is a couple old Lionel HO locomotives that it was actually the tender was in Southern Pacific, and I have about 3 of them, and I know 2 of them run, but one of them runs better than the other one. And of course, the other one's just parts, I believe. But it does smoke. It has a little smoke unit in it. Now, when Lionel HO stuff kind of faded, when you couldn't just go to the train shop and find that kind of stuff anymore, unless somebody had brought it in for secondhand selling. Or, you know, you can find a lot of stuff at the train shows. I'm not saying it ain't available, because it is. You just got to look for it and see if somebody's actually selling that kind of stuff, because, you know, I normally don't go to my train show and I don't just walk in right on Lionel HO stuff, you know, all the time. But when I do, I'm usually, you know, over there looking, because a lot of the stuff is hard to find, but you can probably locate it if you do a lot of research, like eBay and Facebook groups, collectors, places like that. Antique places would probably have them. But there is a number on the engine, and I can't remember the number on the engine, but normally the HO Lionel engines, locomotives, steam locomotives, I can probably answer that to a point. Now, somebody could correct me if they know something different, but American Flyer was part of Lionel at one time. I don't know if it still is or not, but American Flyer was the if you go into the O, or the I'm sorry, it's not O gauge, but S gauge is what they called it, because it was kind of in between two. Okay, Joe. Okay, Joe's answered that. Yes, it's S gauge. S gauge, Jerry. Oh, okay. I was thinking that they was part of Lionel for some reason, but maybe you know, they just they but I do know Marx is Lionel, because that was named after somebody named Mark, last name Marx, but I can't recall the guy's first name, because I don't see it very often in front of me. So anyway, now American Flyer did make HO stuff, and there's another thing you might not have knew, Vinny. American Flyer and Marx all made HO as well as O gauge, S gauge, and O scale, of course. O scale is more of a scale. If you look at like the MTH stuff and it says O scale, it's more to scale than it is to your old O gauge stuff. But it'll run on that track as long as you got the radius, the right radius for it, because they are. How did you learn so much about all the different manufacturers? Well, collecting and some down search, or you know, some searching around. Just like I figured it out myself. If you look at, okay, like your model power cars, and let me see if I have one of those. Ooh, my neck. The older type model power cars, not particularly in the black and red box, but the other older box. If you have a Marx HO hopper or box car, tank car, whatever it is, and you took one of the older, or one of the very first model power cars, and I'm not saying that they probably ain't somewhat similar, you know, to the newer stuff or the newer box stuff, but if you turn them over, you will see that Marx HL is actually model power HL. And you can interchange them. The older ones, you can interchange parts. It's the same exact parts. So that told me that Marx HO got bought by, or got the you know, the, can't think of the word I'm after, but model power took over Marx stuff. So when they, you know, when they went out of the, now I'm not saying that Marx might, or you know, Lionel, being that Lionel owns the Marx name, that they might not be making stuff of Marx HO again. I mean, yeah, the molds, yes. Because if you, that's how I figure, you know, to prepare them, because I get to looking at like my model power stuff and my Marx HO stuff, and I look at them and compare them, and that's how I knew that they had the coupler boxes and the trucks. Now, unfortunately, on the newer model power stuff, let me pull this one out. I don't think it's the same truck setup anymore. Yes, it is. I'm wrong on that. I am right on that, or wrong on that. There it is. If you look at the bottom of that, and I guess that's focusing on everybody. You see the pin in the middle? Well, that is what the truck is hooked to. It's just a plastic pin that goes through your inside of your car, which obviously you ain't going to see because that in there, that insert there is a weight. But if you took that weight out somehow, which is actually the bottom of the car frame, but if you look here on the end, see how, let me see how I can do that. Turn it upside down might be better. Right there, see the part going over your coupler. In order to change those couplers, you got to pull the coupler out to pull your truck. And I can tell that it's Mark's stuff because it's got the same type covering and it's got a little metal piece in there for your spring. So these aren't they're not the easiest thing to change, at least not for me. But if you're used to changing Mark stuff, you can change Model Power stuff because it's the same thing. I mean, yeah, it ain't marked. It ain't marks anymore because obviously it's Model Power, but I can tell you where your Marks HO is marked easily. If you have a car with one of those circles on the bottom of it, one will have a number in it, a number 2 or something, some kind of number in it. But this other mark or other spot right there, and I don't know if it's gonna, if I can get it close enough. Those two little spots right there. One of them will be MAR with a circle, and it'll look like it has like an X through the circle on some of them. Some of them don't. It'll just say MAR. That's Marks. So that is, how I discovered this guy, or this brand was the old Marks. Not all of them are. I'm not saying all of them are, but a lot of your older Model Power, and evidently including this collar box, they're still making off of that particular stuff. So now Tyco cars, Tyco cars Rossi was also Concours, some of them, some of the molds. AHM was also made from Austria, and that other, or I know Austria. AHM could be a number of molds. I mean, Lifelike could have got something. Tyco could have got something. You know, but Mantrua, if you find Mantrua stuff nowadays, it is same thing as Tyco. That Mantrua is what took over Tyco. So that everybody probably already knows that, but because if you take Tyco cars, you can find the same cars in Mantrua, you know, all day long at your train shows, both brands. So, but if you find Marks HOs, it's more than likely same thing as Model Power. Like I said before, I'm not sure how much of that, you know, it if it's everything or not. But I mean, life like it's still out there, but a lot of it is probably, you know, other brands now. But Mantrua did. Mantrua is the same thing as Tyco. Now, Lifelike coulda. I mean, you know, Lifelike coulda took AHM. It coulda took Tyco. It coulda took you know, some Barney stuff. And the I can't even think of what that other brand is, but they're all old. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like any of those brands, but a lot of us do because that's all we can live on, you know. I'm not saying that I don't buy some new stuff, and I ain't ever gonna not admit that I run a lot of older stuff, because I do. I own more older stuff than I do newer stuff, and sometimes the older stuff runs better on the new transformers than the new stuff does. And sometimes the newer stuff runs on the older transformers than what the new stuff does. If I said that right. Just, I don't know. Take that and turn it around. But okay, well, yeah, they probably was. I'm sure they was bought it by somebody. Yeah, I don't blame you, Michael. Some of us has just gotta run what we could afford and still can. I mean, right. Yeah, I know they ain't. But I mean, if you just want to throw a board down and throw some track and, you know, just have a fun layout, or have a, you know, if you have grandkids or your own kids growing up, right there would be a great way of getting them started, because they, you know, you can get them all day long at a train show. You know, your AHM, your Tyco and stuff. And if you're not, you know, if you go buy an $8 engine that only needs a little bit of cleanup and maintenance and lube, throw her on a board on a couple pieces of track and let your kid have at it. I mean, you know, and if it falls, well, you go buy one or two more and have them in stock. I mean, that, you know, that's just a way, another way I look at it. You know, if you really want to build somebody's kid or your own kid or your grandkids a cheap layout, that's all you have to do. Yeah, that they was probably made in. Well, Stu. Um, they can be beefed up pretty good, and believe it or not, there's people out there that's putting decoders in their old Tycos and AHMs and everything. Even if they gotta put it in a dummy unit and hook wires together to the powered one, if there wouldn't be any room in some of them, they'll figure out a way to do it if they're an electronic person. Um, I've seen people come up with ideas. They'll if it don't fit in the locomotive that's yesteryear or whatever you want to call it, um, you know 20 years ago or 30 years ago or 40 years ago or however many years it might be, if they don't have room in that locomotive and they can, isolate that motor from something so it don't have any issues, they'll put that decoder over in a dummy unit right on the frame and figure out how to run that little wire like a air hose and put it in there. I mean, yes, electronics can be added to the tenders on Steam. Um, Really, to do Steam, you put the coder in most of the tenders anyway, or unless they're equipped with some kind of whistle or sound unit. But okay, guys, I just noticed that it's 8:07. So I'm going to say good night, everybody, and thanks for everybody showing up. We evidently had 21 of you in here. So that's a good turnout. But everybody be safe, especially anybody that might be driving a truck like Container Man 68 Roy or Jerry. And everybody, thanks Stu, and believe BNSF N Scale said good luck. And everybody be safe. Have a good weekend. Make sure you join our cousin Vinny tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on the Friday night with the cuz. So thanks guys. Great decision. Somebody's trying to tell me something. I talk too much. Anyway, good night, everybody. Have a good weekend. Hopefully, we'll get to see you next Thursday. No guarantees though, because going to the dentist Monday, I don't even know what I'm going to feel like tomorrow, honestly. So, or over the weekend. So, hopefully I will be able to do a video. If I can't do next Thursdays, if for some reason I am numb or whatever, and I can try to do a video, I will probably post it on a piece of paper and do it that way with no audio, just so everybody knows I'm okay and everything, that I still have a mouth and so forth left. So anyway, guys, good night. Have a good one. Be safe. And try not to derail anything.